zucchini hummus that's in my book. Now, hummus is a very popular, very healthy food. But if you buy it in the store, remember, you're eating cooked garbanzo beans and you're eating fillers and preservatives in order to keep it on the shelf, all right?
And often a lot more sodium than you really need.
So we're using, this is actually not a zucchini, this is...
Yeah, it's a type of zucchini.
It's a type of zucchini. Yeah. So you can use a food processor or a Vitamix, or even if you have a blender at home. I mean, this is a really basic, you can have it chunky, you can have it smooth. The reason I'm using a blender today is because I want to add some cashews to give you that thick feeling. That feeling that you get with hummus. It's kind of satisfying, kind of starchy. And we don't want to have starches, and we're not using garbanzo beans, so we're going to use raw cashews. Okay? Raw cashews have got a lot of also medicinal properties. In fact, my other book has a whole list, if you want to peruse it, of what each nut has as far as minerals. Like 2 Brazil nuts gives you enough selenium for each day. You know, walnuts are great for the brain. I mean, it just goes on and on. So you want to definitely, you know, mix your nuts. You got to play with your nuts.
You don't get nuts, but you mix your nuts.
You got to play with your nuts a little bit, you know? Okay, so, and then garlic, you guys all like garlic, so we're going to put it in.
And it likes you.
The wonderful thing about raw food is that you don't have to measure the chemistry of sauces and, you know, as a French chef and a baker and a chocolatier, chemistry is my love. The beautiful thing about raw foods is that every single piece of produce tastes different. Back to that perfectly imperfect thought process. This zucchini is not going to be, it may have more water than another one. It may have more bitterness than another one. So we adjust. Lemon juice, that's what we don't have.
There's no limones?
No limones.
Oh, I
so while I'm chit-chatting, maybe we can get some lemon juice.
I can...
These are actually limes and not lemons, and when you're doing a recipe, you can move with the products that you already have. This might be a little tartar than the ones that are lemony because they're a little sweeter. You can also use orange, any kind of citrus that really meets your palate. Limes tend to have a little bit more to it, which but we're using cumin, and so because we're using cumin, it kind of gives you that, I want to call it the Mexican twist, the Mexican flavors. So it's allowing for the lime. And we're gonna
and we just happen to have corn to dip it in. So
and we happen to have corn to dip it in. So we have a fork of the lime?
Do you wanna...
How am I gonna juice these guys?
Right in the eye.
So tell me about the cashew that you have in here.
So far we have the zucchini, we have garlic. I'm going to put a little bit of cumin in here. Did you get yourself?
Carol's looking short. I'm like, I need a step stool because this just isn't funny. Look at this.
Here, honey.
Oh, hey, look at that.
Look at that. We just move it down. Move it down off this pedestal.
This is the reamer that we have that we bought all nice and new is downstairs, but this is a nice way
I personally like forking my limes, but she's obviously into stabbing them.
Well, I spoon mine, but it's never very effective.
And then we have a beautiful sea salt here. It's nice and, sea salt is, the reason for sea salt and why it's so great is because it has mineral content. The stuff that you buy in a blue box is just sodium chloride. Sodium chloride is chlorine. That's what you put in your pool in order to keep all the infection away. So if you want to put chemicals into your body, buy your typical salt.
And it's been iodized.
It's been iodized as well. So you can see in this one, it's got a nice color to it. It's got a nice texture to it. That's how you know you're getting actual scrapings. They've got gray sea salt. You've got the pink Himalayan sea salts.
This is actually the pink Himalayan. It's just a lighter than our others.
It's just a lighter one, yeah. And it depends on where it came from.
What part? It also has, Himalayan has 84 different minerals.
Yeah, I love pink.
So here we have our cashews, and we soak them for 2 hours in order to soften them so that they're more available to a creamy texture.
So they're raw cashews. They're not roasted. You don't want to have roasted nuts,
they're
right?
Raw, exactly, and we have them in little pieces, which is really nice. Cashews need to be extracted with a little heat from the cashew nut, so they're hard to find completely raw, but they're also high in protein and calcium and a lot of other products. They're actually the new almond milk because almonds have had such an issue. So cashews are what people are using now. There's a huge shortage on cashews because they weren't prepared for this switch. And
so when you buy cashew in the store, what do you need to look on the label of the package?
Raw.
Raw. Okay.
Raw cashews.
The
Anytime you heat nuts, anytime they're roasted, they become rancid, and your body doesn't know what to do with them. And I know you've sat on the plane and you've gotten a little thing of nuts that are hot and roasted. You taste them. There's like a funny taste to it. You can't figure out what you're like. I don't know if that tastes right. It's because the oil has turned. The that's exactly the flavor that you're getting.
Ice water or cold water?
So cold water. If for any reason you go longer, they start to, because they become live, they start to go down. So 2 hours. Once you bring them back to a live state, they go bad. So you can only have this, now these cashews are good for 5 days. Because they're now, got a little more enzymatic activity going on.
It's like when you soak a seed, when you soak it in order to plant it to sprout it, you start getting anything.
Okay, so I'm gonna break the zucchini down first because the zucchini has so much water in it, and I'm gonna knead the zucchini in order to help the cashews do their thing. So, where are we?
So what do we have right now? We just have zucchini,
So we have
lime,
zucchini, lime, garlic.
And then cumin. Didn't you put cumin?
We got cumin and sea salt. So I'm gonna make this into a liquid base, and then I'm gonna add the tahini, which is what we have in most, and then we're gonna add a little bit of cashew. And we're gonna add the cashew, this is not in the recipe. I just wanna get it to that texture that you guys are used to, okay?
Zucchini is sesame seed paste.
I want it smooth, 'cause I don't want it chunky for you guys. So tahini comes also, sometimes it's runny and sometimes it's thick. So you see that this one's runny, this means this is why we're gonna use the cashews, okay? That gives you your sesame. Again, high calcium, right? You wanna know that? There is no calcium in dairy. End of story. Calcium in dairy calcifies the body. That's it. It calcifies the body because your body can't process the calcium that you get in dairy. So if you go to the doctor and they say you have osteoporosis and they say you need to get calcium, start eating yogurt, cottage cheese, they're full of crap. It's actually going to work against you. And I hear people go, well, my doctor said, well, your doctor took 3 hours of nutrition. Doesn't know what the heck he's talking about. And calcification is actually what causes arthritis. So there's a picture, if you ever Google calcification for arthritis, you'll see there's like barnacles on your bones. This is what causes disease. So this kind of food that we're eating actually causes barnacles on your body so that you can't move. And people are walking around going, I have arthritis. Well, it runs in my family. Well, because you're eating the same food that your family ate. You can break the cycle. You can change your DNA. You can move it. You can switch it. You can restructure your system. You have to break it down first. And that's why we do cleanses. And that's why cleanses have become the word for diet. And trust me, I'm marketing myself that way too because it's the only way people wake up. I say lose 10 pounds in 10 days. I get people coming in, but the truth is, you're gonna change your life in 10 days. But I don't tell them that because they're like, I don't wanna change my life, I'm scared. So I have to tell them you're gonna lose weight because that's the end. That's where your people go, okay, I get it. All right, so got the tahini in there, and I'm gonna add about half the cashews. Now the cashews are gonna break down. I'm gonna put them on really high because we want it thick again. And it starts off a little loose and then they start breaking down and they become this creamy. Cashews are what you get the cream out. They're great for milk, they're great for sauces. I make a cheese sauce, a nacho cheese sauce with cashews. I make a Caesar salad with Caesar dressing with cashews. Think of it as your base nut. Okay, so if you're making a Caesar, you would want a little bit of water, a little bit of lemon juice, a little bit of garlic, whatever else. Salt and pepper, yeah. And you got some
No oil and no
Caesar.
vinegar, right?
No, you can if you want.
Yeah.
That's the other thing is you can also put some sweetener in and some rice vinegar, and you can create a nice creamy Asian kind of dressing. Think of cashews, soaked cashews as the base for your sauces, your creamy sauces. Playing with your nuts. That's what we were going to call today's class. We're going to play with your nuts. All right. And
Now, if we use those dark green zucchinis that we tend to see more often, it's going to be darker green.
It'll be
right?
darker green,
It's
but it's
such a cool color.
It
It's like pastel, like green, right?
Well, throw a tomato in this and use it as salad dressing.
But now that we have the hummus done, what do you recommend that we use to eat it or not use to eat it?
so, well, hummus in general you would use with vegetable sticks or chips or crackers or whatever.
Potato chips.
Yeah, stay away from wheat, stay away from too many processed things. But you can put it on your salad. I mean, you could drink it for all I care. This is a high nutrient dense hummus sauce / whatever you want. That when you put it into your body, it actually works for you, not against you. And that's what food is about. It's supposed to work for you. It's a flavor that we recognize. And that's what we're going for. The flavors that you recognize that make you happy. And let's make them healthy so every time you eat them you don't feel guilt. Because guilt will make your body close down and then you won't digest. even if you're eating something that's naughty, eat it with a smile on your face and thank it. Say thank you, hamburger with cheese all over it, because when you do that, it changes how your body digests it. Makes sense?